Baby, I'm almost halfway through the message and haven't even pushed record. Welcome to my channel, you guys. This is Shantera. You already know the intro and you already know who is ahead of my life. I just want to get this last message out. I'm going to put it together for you and I pray that it bless you. Right now is the time for you to really start focusing and working on the dreams and the goals and becoming self-sufficient. Some of the plans and, some of the things that you've been having within your spirit that God has given you, your talents. The Bible says that your gifts will make room for you and bring you among great men. So right now is the time for you to really start making the sacrifices, doing whatever you have to do, doing things that other people wouldn't approve of, to start moving forward to becoming self-sufficient, right? I was trying to call out last week on my job. I've been working at this job for 2 years now. I've only called out one time in the 2 years that I've been working, and I wasn't feeling well. I was overly exhausted. I hadn't had a break. I've been working, did all the whole move and all this by myself, blah, 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 right? And so I'm telling her I'm not feeling well. I called out at like 11. I don't have to be to work till 7. So I gave them plenty enough time. She transferred me over to somebody else. And, she said, I'll call you back. I'll see about it and I'll call you back, right? And so within 2 minutes, I received a text message that said, there is no coverage for you. You have to go in tonight at 7 p.m. I text back, okay, wow, and left it at that, right? So the following week was payday. My check was short 6 hours. And so I called the office that morning and I'm telling them, if you wouldn't allow me to call out the previous, few days ago, how is it that my check is 6 hours short? I'm missing 6 hours on my check. Oh, well, we're going to investigate and figure out where the hours went. And I tell them, if I'm at work every single day and you wouldn't allow me to call out, my check should look about the same each and every time. It shouldn't be no mistake. It shouldn't be nothing. I'm always at work. I'm always here. I'm always staying. And so, but what happened was she was asking me, can you stay over, and train a new girl who is not familiar? Can you walk her through your day and all that? And so when there's somebody new coming in who's not familiar with the client that I work with, I usually, get her up, get her bathed, give her meds, have her clothes and stuff out. So that way the new person is not overwhelmed and the new person doesn't have to do all of this stuff. So normally they'll ask me to stay and I'm telling her, that's fine. I don't mind staying. This job that I'm doing, it's my calling. I'm doing it. I would do this job without pay because I love it so much. I am a servant. You know what I'm saying? I'm a servant. I don't mind serving. I don't mind helping. I don't mind staying over. I pulled doubles. I stayed when the weather was crazy. I stayed, you know what I'm saying, when it was snow. I don't mind. It's fine. But I told her I haven't even been paid yet. So, I'm having an issue. I'm having a problem, right? So she was like, well, when I get back to the office, I'm going to let them know. I'm going somewhere, y'all. Just bear with me real quick. When I get back to the office, I'll let them know, right? So she gets back to the office that morning and I guess she tells the girl, right? So Friday morning when the office opened, the girl calls me who wouldn't allow me to call in. Hi, can I speak to Shantera? This is Shantera. This is so-and-so. How are you feeling? I said, what do you want? Because at this point, you guys already know. I've talked to HR. I've talked to the head person about my hours. You guys claim that y'all doing all this investigation. You're trying to figure out where these little funky 6 hours went. You don't know. You'll get back to me. You never responded. It's been all week. I ain't heard nothing back from nobody, right? And you wouldn't let me call out when I was sick. And so when I had got to work when I was sick, my boss was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I tried to call out. They wouldn't allow me to call out. He gave me some medicine and told me to kind of like take it easy, right? So she's asking me like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, what do you want? And she was like, well, I'm trying to figure out, because she was asking me like, what day was it? Girl, I don't know what day. It doesn't say what day on the pay stub. All it says that there's 90 hours and I'm supposed to be clocked in for 96 hours every freaking pay period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm short 6. Wherever it went, whatever day y'all claiming it is, I don't know. And at this point, I really don't care because don't ask me how I'm doing is what I told her. Don't ask me how I'm doing because you don't care about my well-being. And it's blatant obvious that you don't care about me. And so she goes, well, if you're going to get smart with me, if you're not going to play nice with me, if you're going to be smart with me, then I'm not going to give you anything and I'm not going to give you your hours. I told her, I said, girl, that is against the damn law. That is against the law. You cannot keep my hours, and you cannot not pay me because you feel like I'm having a smart mouth. But you've already shown me that my well-being is not in your best interest. So how dare you have the audacity to call me and ask me, how am I doing? How am I feeling? It doesn't matter to you, correct? It's plain as day, right? And so, you know, whatever, the other ladies, they ended up, I guess, for the rest of the day trying to figure it out or whatever. And I ended up just telling them, you know, you guys are full of it. You know what I'm saying? I was cussing. You guys are full of S, and, you know, my well-being is not, you know, they wouldn't allow me to call out. Like, I don't know what's going on, but whatever is happening, it's spilling over to me being treated like crap and blah, 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 blah. I don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of your best workers. I'm always here. I'm always, you know, standing up. I'm always, you know what I'm saying, going in and going ham because this is my job. This is what I love to do. And you guys, this is how you treat me. So don't you dare. And they begin to try to cover up for the girl, where she was just calling you to figure out what happened with your hours and try to get you paid. I said, don't you dare try to cover up for this girl, because if she cared enough, she'd have called me way before the end of the week. If she cared enough, she'd have notified me within a week to let me know what was going on. So y'all done already showed me that my well-being, my money, and what I got going on is not a concern to you. And because they kept trying to take up for her and kept trying to say, no, well, she didn't mean it that way. I said, well, she said that because I wasn't playing nice with her, that she was not giving me my money and she was not going to pay me. I said, that is against the damn law. So where are we going from this? And they kept saying, well, no, she was just saying, and she was just, I said, I'm done with this conversation. Click. I hung up on everybody. I hung up on everybody. She claimed, oh, well, she was saying, oh, well, we figured out where it is, and we're gonna give it to you on your next check. Well, how is that gonna benefit me? Because the more you make, the more you take. So you adding them extra hours to my check is gonna have extra taxes taken out of my check. They misplaced it in the computer and put it on the blah, 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 and we'll just add it to your next check. Okay, boom. And this goes with what I wanted to say about, like, my family after my mom died, you know, and how people will try to manipulate, how they tried to play with my mind and say, oh, no, she cares. And she, you know, she was just wanting to know and trying to figure out and trying to get you paid for your hours. This girl does not give a damn about me. This girl does not give a damn about my well-being. So how dare you call my phone and have the audacity to ask me how I'm doing or how I'm feeling when you do not care? You know what I'm saying? And so after my mom died and we went to go live with my aunt, we were treated so horribly that I ended up having to leave. I couldn't even take it no more. There was horrible, horrible things going on inside of that house. Like, horrible things. You know what I'm saying? Things that you shouldn't have to go through as a child after losing your mom from, you know what I'm saying, a sister. You know what I'm saying? And because certain people in the family didn't believe us, and certain people in the family, you know, took her side or whatever, even after all of those years, I still ended up, you know, going to family functions and still putting myself in those type of atmospheres with the family, you know, in spite of how we were treated, you know, trying to work through forgiveness and, you know, just breaking bread with, you know what I'm saying, these people. And so what I wanted to say is, recently here, she kept Instagramming me, leaving me messages on Instagram or whatever. And I'm like, it was a trigger. So even though I was still pushing through and going to family functions and breaking bread with them and all that, I was still feeling this. Me and my sisters were still feeling some type of way. Me and my sisters are still dealing with scars. Me and my sisters are still dealing with pain after what happened living with her. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a trigger. It was a trigger. And so we would still do it and we would still go. But having her, you know, message me on Instagram and stuff like that, oh, hi, and, you know, I miss you and the kids and blah, 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 blah. I had to stop it right there. It is time to make it cut, plain, and dry. Don't try to manipulate me. This is the message. Don't allow people to try to manipulate you or make you forget or gaslight you into thinking they love you and they care about you when the proof has already been in the pudding. I messaged her and told her, you have done too much damage. Me continuously watching you and not watching you because I'm not following her, seeing you comment on my posts and all that, it is a trigger to me. It is a trigger to me, and I am no longer interested in being triggered by anyone. I've been through too damn much. You know what I'm saying? And just like with my job, I'm not going to allow you guys to try to manipulate my mind and make it seem like this person cared about me and she was looking out for my best interest and she was trying to call me back. Baby, it's been a whole damn week. It's been a whole week. I'm sick as a dog. You wouldn't even let me call out. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it is cutthroat time. It is literally cutthroat time, and not allowing people to, you still going around people when you know you're being triggered, or when you know truth about somebody and you still, you know, going to family functions and you're still, you know, hanging with family and all of that. It is time to cut it all off, because God is getting ready to do a new thing. He is getting ready to do a new thing. And so he needs you to be really, really serious about your peace. Really, really serious about your healing. Really, really serious about your boundaries. Really, really serious about your standards. Really, really serious about not allowing anyone to manipulate you. I don't give a damn if it's a child, a mother, a father, a sister. In my situation, it was a child, it was an ex, it was an auntie, it was family. I'm no longer allowing it. I'm no longer allowing it. I had to stand my ground with my job. And then later on, they tried to send me a text. She sent me a text. I apologize. You know, you should never have to go through such a thing when you're such an awesome worker. I opened the text, let her know I read it, and I didn't even respond. I'm letting you guys know that I am standing my ground. I'm letting you guys know that I don't have to respond to anyone who does not care about my well-being. I'm letting you know that this is not okay, and I refuse to be treated this way by you or anyone else. It's been too many years that I've been shitted on. It's been too many years that I've been manipulated. It's been too many years that I've been lied on. It's been too many years that I broke bread with family that was lying and doing whatever that they was doing and not wanting to admit what they did. And it's been too many years that I've been triggered by family and still dealing with family and all of this, and you're lying and you telling people. It's been too many years. It's been too many years. And so now this is the season where I'm not putting up with anything that is not in God's will for me. I'm not putting up with anything that is not in God's best interest for me. I'm not putting up with anything or anyone that tries to manipulate me, tries to twist my mind. Baby, if you dealt with a narcissist, I was in a marriage with a narcissist for 13 years. Baby, I thought I was going crazy. The middle of my head began to burn and go bald. I cut off all my hair, shaved all my head off. I thought I was literally losing my mind from being manipulated, making you think that what you thinking ain't what you thinking. You feeling this way, but then they try to convince you that what you thinking ain't what you thinking. I'm thinking this way, but I don't know what I'm thinking. I might be overthinking. Am I overthinking because you saying I'm overthinking? Baby, it will drive you insane. And so after God delivering me and making a way of escape and bringing me out of all of these things, including all of the stuff that has went on with my daughter, including all these suicide attempts and all of these things, I'm not dealing with anything. Glory be to God. And this is your message tonight. If you can receive it, cut it off. I'm telling you, what God is showing me in prayer, the things that he is telling me, the things that he has in store for you, there is some big, beautiful things in store for you, but you cannot get it until you fully do what he is asking you to do. And a lot of it is cutting off manipulation, cutting off family, cutting off liars, cutting off people that's trying to get your mind and make you think a certain way and try to, oh no, it wasn't that way. Oh no, I didn't mean it that way. And yes, you did. Yes, you did. And it's okay. And it's okay. My job is to cut you off and to let you know that it will not be tolerated at all, period. It will not be tolerated at all, period. It will not be tolerated at all, period. The standards, the morals, the boundaries, baby, because once you clear it out, what's to follow is going to blow your mind. Glory be to God, you guys. We're still Isaiah 25 for the rest of 25. And until the next time, inspire, be inspired. I love you guys. God bless you. Good night.